Many people who suffer from urinary incontinence may be able to eliminate or improve their bladder issues through proper medical treatment. However, there are people for whom this is not an option. This is why many people are relying on incontinence products and adopting long-term lifestyle changes. One of the most important factors for anyone who is suffering from urinary incontinence is dietary changes. Some foods have a negative impact on your bladder movement. The following foods can significantly worsen your incontinence. What foods to avoid for incontinence? If you have incontinence issues, it is good to start eliminating some of the following products entirely from your diet. However, if desired, you can slowly re-include these foods to learn how much your body can handle them. One great way to make your diet changes more effective is to keep an incontinence diet that helps you keep track of the foods and drinks you consume, so you can track which are good and bad for your incontinence. Caffeine. Caffeinated food and drinks can cause a stronger urge to pee and prompt the body to get rid of fluids. Caffeine is also a bowel stimulant, so it can be a problem for anyone suffering from bowel incontinence. If possible, try to remove caffeine entirely from your diet or at least target less than 100 milligrams per day. However, whatever you do, be sure to avoid all caffeinated drinks or foods after 7 p.m. Some of the caffeinated foods and drinks that you can consider to avoid include carbonated drinks, energy drinks, chocolate, coffee and tea. Alcohol. Alcohol can often cause many health-related issues, and urinary incontinence conditions are no exception. When you consume alcohol, you are more likely to need to urinate and, at the same time, less likely to know when you need to do so. This is because alcohol lessens the control over the natural signals that let you know when your bladder is full and requires to be emptied. Carbonated drinks. It would be an excellent idea to avoid carbonated drinks. Even caffeine-free fizzy beverages can worsen a sensitive bladder, due to its carbon dioxide present in the drink. Reduce or avoid spicy foods like chili, horseradish, hot peppers, and Chinese and Mexican dishes because, just like caffeine, these foods can also irritate the lining of the bladder and maximize urinary incontinence issues. For those people with bowel conditions, spicy foods can affect stool. It is one of the most common causes of food-induced diarrhea. Acidic foods. Minimize citrus fruits and drink and as well as some tropical fruits like pineapples and tomatoes. They are not bladder friendly. It can cause you to feel a stronger urge to urinate. Sweeteners. Try to consume any sweeteners in moderation. It can be any sweeteners like sugar, honey, corn syrup, or artificial sweeteners because it can be a bladder pitfall for some. Dairy product. Most of the time, milk and other dairy are bladder aggravation. Besides, lactose can also cause looser stool, which can cause bowel incontinence. If your bladder can't handle creamy cheeses, especially sour cream and aged cheese, in that case, you can try processed, non-aged cheese or imitation sour cream. Processed foods. Be careful to read nutrition labels before buying any processed foods. Additives, artificial flavors, and preservatives are often bladder irritants. Raw onions. Usually raw onions are rough on the system, so only aim to consume only the cooked onions, or you can also try substituting your yellow and red onions for the milder shallot. Apples, bananas and grapes. Not everybody, but for very few people, these fruits trigger the urge to pee, so you need to listen to your body if it's okay to consume them. Medications. It is always wise to discuss your incontinence symptoms with your doctor before taking any medications. Certain medicines such as blood pressure reducers, sedatives, heart medication, and muscle relaxants can worsen incontinence issues by causing an overload of fluid in the bladder. Also, be sure to look out for caffeinated medicines, as they can affect your bladder as coffee does.